Hey Aya, today we are going to talk about animals that are important for us and the environment. Let's start with bees. 1/3 of the world's food depends on pollination. Many of the Earth's plants, about 30% of the world's crops and 90% of our wild plants. The most pressing threats to long-term bee survival include climate change, habitat loss, and fragmentation, invasive plants and bees, low genetic diversity, pathogens spread by commercially managed bees, pesticides. Beavers. They naturally regulate ecosystems. Their damming reduce flooding and wildfire damage, preserve fish populations, and conserve freshwater reservoirs, key to combating the effects of climate change. As demand for their fur skyrocketed between American colonization and the early 20th century, they were trapped almost to extinction. Despite reintroductions and natural expansion, beavers still have yet to return to many places where they used to live, and many of these areas could use more beavers to restore crucial wetland habitat. Llamas. These sociable creatures bond with herd animals, which makes them instinctively protective against predators and an invaluable asset to shepherds and ranchers. Since llamas live as domesticated animals, they are protected by their owners and handlers. As a result, they don't have to worry too much about predators. However, cougars, mountain lions, and snow leopards are natural enemies that will attack llamas if they get close enough. Technically, humans are also llama predators because, at times, people have hunted them for their meat, hides, and fur. Rats. Rats get a bad rap, but with their keen sense of smell and trainability, they've been found to be exceptionally suited to work as landmine detectors. More efficient than metal detectors and cheaper than dogs, rats are being trained to sniff out landmines, allowing previously unusable land to once again be productive. Mice and rats are not the most well-known imperiled species, but habitat loss is a huge threat to these animals across the country. Energy development, housing and urban development, predation by cats, agriculture, water diversions, grazing and water pollution are all contributing to collaboration. Many imperiled species of mice and rats exist now in only 95% of their former ranges. Squirrels. These forgetful little creatures' nut gathering and storing have a big impact when their forgotten nut stashes take root and grow into the trees and forests that sustain our ecosystem. Predators threaten squirrels. Squirrels have many predators, including large snakes, weasels, coyotes, the red foxes, and raccoons. Also, large birds such as hawks, falcons, eagles, and owls are notorious for swooping down and carrying off squirrels. In the city, squirrels may be attacked by cats and dogs. Humans also hunt squirrels. Narwhals. Otherwise known as the unicorns of the sea, these deep divers are instrumental to NASA scientists' tracking of temperature changes in Greenland's Arctic. Researchers have employed narwhals, fitted with radio transmitters, to collect data from the hard-to-reach depths of the Arctic on water salinity, temperature, and impact of the increasingly warm ocean water on Greenland's glaciers. Oil and gas development and climate change pose threats to narwhals. Increased development means more shipping vessels, creating more opportunities for collisions and more underwater noise that can interfere with communication among the whales. Elephants. The elephant is one of the most intelligent animals on the planet and key to the biodiversity of its ecosystem. During dry seasons, elephants use their large tusks to dig for water, providing some much needed relief from the heat for other animals. To date, the greatest threat to African elephants is wildlife crime, primarily poaching for the illegal ivory trade, while the greatest threat to Asian elephants is habitat loss, which results in human-elephant conflict. Birds. From reforestation and seed pollination to pest control and soil fertilization. Whether in a forest, on a farm, or simply in a garden, these feathered friends play a vital role in keeping nature balanced and indicating when it's not. Both natural and human-caused sources of bird mortality contribute cumulative or combined effects to declining bird populations. Millions of acres of bird habitat are lost or degraded every year due to development, agriculture, and forestry practices. These rapidly accelerating impacts can be mitigated only through habitat restoration and protection. In addition, millions of birds are directly killed by human-caused sources such as collisions with man-made structures. Death from natural causes is also common sources of mortality. Dogs. Dogs are considered by many to be humanity's best friend for many reasons. From astute service dogs guiding those with visual impairments to loyal friends providing emotional support to search and rescue canines saving lives, this animal has broad positive effects on our world and well-being. Bats. Bats play an essential role in pest control, pollinating plants, and dispersing seeds. Recent studies estimate that bats eat enough pests to save more than $1 billion per year in crop damage and pesticide costs in the United States corn industry alone. Many bats are needlessly killed because people do not understand the important role bats play in a healthy ecosystem. For bats that hibernate in caves, the need for winter shelter during hibernation puts them at another disadvantage. Human activity resulting in loss of habitat and disruptions during hibernation are detrimental. Making matters worse, a fungal disease called white nose syndrome has claimed the lives of more than 5 million bats since its discovery in 2006 and has spread across North America at alarming rates. The fungus can be transmitted from bat to bat, cave to bat, and even cave to cave as people inadvertently carry the fungus on shoes, clothing, or equipment. Since many bats hibernate in the same caves over the winter, the fungus can decimate an entire bat colony once established. Octopi are avid recyclers. An unlikely ally, octopi are resourceful creatures with a talent for recycling. They put their tentacles to work reusing and reducing waste through their creative use of glass containers, coconut shells, and other debris to create shelters. And while one man's trash is an octopus treasure, we can all learn a little something about reduce, reuse, recycle. As you can see, animals are important for us and our planet. I hope you learned more. Hopefully I see you in another video.